Okay, I've been given go ahead. So, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. We had a full day of excellent classes. I had the privilege of sitting in with Dr. Jamie Boyd in the English one. I keep cutting out, sorry. And I heard nothing but fantastic feedback and conversations about how wonderful the Chinese class was. So I'm sure your brains are filled and you're ready to give them a little bit of a break. First of all, I will introduce myself. I'm Dr. Robin Sodders. I'm the Dean of the DAOM program. I joined Five Branches family 9 years ago when Ron Zeidman and Joanna Zhao somehow interviewed me and saw some weird potential in me that I didn't see in myself and thought, yay, we'll let her run our DAOM. And it's been nothing short of magic and wonderful, and knowing the history and being invited to join this incredible medicine family, and also having the belief from the faculty that we could all do that. And of course, Joanna says, hey, come be the MC. So as I always like to say, I'm not the main show, thankfully. And I'm going to be introducing everyone that's speaking, most between myself and Joanna. And the first person I would like to introduce is Ron Zeidman, half of the visionary team that saw, the other half is Joanna, with this school that California and the world needed, the school like Five Branches. They needed a school that could strive for leadership. They could strive to make changes in the world of TCM. They understood how powerful this medicine was and where it could go, and also just how we could play on the world stage. Since then, Ron and Joanna, and mostly Ron as well, has been working tirelessly to connect Five Branches to many different countries and many different experiences. So I am going to introduce Ron Zeidman, who has been our president for 40 years.
Thank you, Robin. You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, so 40 years. There's many year stories. So 55 years ago, acupuncture was illegal in America. Okay, 55 years ago. And luckily, Miriam Lee, she was arrested for practicing medicine without a license. And luckily, one of her patients was a senator. And so many of our practitioners in our history worked hard with the government to make this profession a legal profession in America. So we have that group of people, most of them aren't with us anymore, but some to thank for their tireless work to make this profession legal. And Governor Jerry Brown, whom we all love, because he, not like other governors, signed that acupuncture can be a profession, a legal profession in California. So we thank them. And then we also thank China and its history, 5,000-year history. And all the practitioners in China who practiced well, discovered, this acupuncture point helps with headache, this acupuncture, this herbs helps with, they discovered all these things as they explored how do we get help. And they wrote it down, luckily for us, they wrote it down, generation after generation after generation. So we here in the US have a great teacher, which is the Chinese universities in China. They got together, they nearly did. At a certain point, they said, all tradition should go away, right? You know that. And then the Chinese medicine doctor said, yes, we don't need the long hair braids or certain hats, that's fine. But we do need to keep traditional medicine. And the government agreed, yes, we'll keep traditional medicine. So they opened the first universities, luckily for us, because we could simply look, what are they doing? They did a good job, and we copied them, and we brought those standards from China to California and then to universities like ours. So as a university, we have an important responsibility. It's the same responsibility as for parents. Parents have the responsibility to bring up their children, to be good children, to be successful. And all teachers have the same obligation. If I want to become a good acupuncturist, I want to find a good teacher. Or if I want to become a good computer expert, I have to find a good, if I find good teachers, I know I can learn well. And that has been the singular most important goal of our university. Simply hire the best teachers. So we've done that from the beginning, and we have Joanna Zhao to thank for this, because as one of the original founders, the task was easy. We all agreed. Hire the best teachers, then we'll get good students, and then we'll grow. And that's what happened. So thank you, Joanna, for So today we thank all the teachers, because without good teachers, the university doesn't really exist. That is its own purpose. However, to identify the teachers and invite them and organize classrooms and so forth, you needed administration. And we'd be very fortunate having an excellent administration at the university. One of them, Gina Huang, who's our VP of operations, used to manage a hotel. And then we discovered, the best administrators are people who have worked as managers in hotels. They know about service. And so, anyway, we have a strong administration, and we have many administrators that we have to thank. And then third, as we grew, we needed a board to help guide us, because we were busy with teaching and the classrooms, schedules, and but we needed somebody, a group, to guide us at the time. So we found very good board. And one of them you'll meet in a moment, Angela Tu, our board chair. And the university is very fortunate for having a powerful board. So we have wonderful faculty, a friendly and professional administration, and a board. And all of that, Lucy Hu, one of our senior faculty. Thank you for coming. I'll just pause for a moment to introduce one of our faculty representing all our faculty. One of her students was voted #1 acupuncturist in Portland. #1, one of our graduates. Because she was a pediatrician and she studied with Lucy Wu. That's why. So you can see from creating this kernel of faculty, it makes ripples in the water. And as the associations, we have some associations, they always say we need really the good education. You're right. We really need good education. Otherwise, our profession won't flourish. And there's a lot of ancestors which have come to us and said, hey, traditional Chinese medicine is precious, and we're handing you the responsibility to carry it forward. In China, they've done that very well, and now it's happening all over the world, and I'll get to that in a moment. So, I'll tell you a brief story. So I graduated from Stanford University, an MBA. I was in the business world for a while. And there was a 20-year reunion, and the alumni association called me and said, we want you to be a keynote speaker. I said, no. There's people in my class have made millions, billions of dollars. Yeah, invite them. I simply thought, why would you invite me? He says, no graduate from Stanford MBA has started a Chinese medicine school. And I said, oh, okay, I'll accept. So anyway, I went there and I had to tell them. So they were wondering, how come I was a keynote speaker? So I said, I'll just tell you my personal story. I was looking for something that had really deep meaning. I think we all do, whether it's in our family or in our work or in our kindness to people. We want to find something that's really meaningful. And the second thing I was looking for at that time was something that would be infinitely interesting. Infinitely interesting. I don't know how those two words came to me, but they did. And then a friend gave me the book, The Web That Has No Beaver, that's written by a Harvard MD, which describes traditional Chinese medicine in an easy way for Westerners to understand. So when I read that, I said, okay, that looks infinitely interesting, and I'll do that. So that's one story. So we have very little time before we come to. So the next thing is our future. Our future is going to be, it's good. In America, we have what's called the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And when I first looked them up, they had all kinds of professions, very detailed, but no acupuncture. So our National Examination Commission worked hard and got us listed. And then in that book, we were listed as a profession with a bright future. And that label was only given to professions that were growing 20% or more. So we're in that. And one of our graduates called me and said, listen, my mom just called me from Kansas. And the hospital in Kansas now has an acupuncture department. I said, okay, it's happening. So that's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And in the other, I brought this book, and later, especially for those of you who are practitioners, come up here and take a look at it. This is from the World Health Organization. And in ICD-11, now we're in ICD-10. In ICD-11, they added traditional medicine. This is no small thing. This is no small thing. How come the World Health Organization puts traditional medicine into their standards, international codification of diseases? There's 10 million doctors on the planet. All of them use ICD codes, all of them. Africa, South America, China, Middle East, everywhere. Everybody uses ICD codes because the World Health Organization keeps track of what's going on. And they added chapter 27 on Chinese medicine. And you can open it up here. It's in 4 languages because 4 nations contributed to making this happen. Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and English. And you can look at, liver cheese type, you name it. It's all the details that we all work with every day are all in here. And already thousands and 10,000s of doctors who use the ICD-11 already, America, we're not using it yet, are seeing ICD-11 and all these terms. So our future is bright, and our responsibility is, we have to take it lightly, we have to take it with a smile. It's serious though. We have to always do good education so that our practitioners, whether they come from China, from the US, they're trained in Europe, they're all very good practitioners and can work in all of our health facilities. So I conclude by thanking first all of our faculty, so that is the essence of the university. And everybody else is the thank you.
Thank you, Ron, for that inspiring speech conversation. I want to introduce the next person to come up, which is Angela Tu. She is our FBU board chair.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ron. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, students, and alumni, and every member of the five branches university family. Welcome. Thank you all for coming to join us tonight to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Five Branches University Graduate School for Traditional Chinese Medicine. Also, thank you very much for the administration and our staff for facilitating and organizing this wonderful event. Now we are here today. We heard Ron talk. That's like a dream that happened to a, at that time, still very young and newly married couple, Ron and Joanna. They shared a mutual love for the science of traditional Chinese medicine. And for a dream, remember, bring this wonderful science into the United States and have the service the people of California. Then they realized that the best way to have it accepted here was first to have people understand the science, and they decided to teach. So not long after they were married, in February of 1984, they started to teach in one classroom with 12 students. And the Five Branches Institute of Chinese Medicine was born. 40 years later, it has evolved into what we are today. From one classroom to two campuses, one in Santa Cruz and one in San Jose. From a vocational school into a graduate school for higher education, still teaching Chinese medicine. And the 12 students that graduated that, almost 1,000 students have walked through the doors of Five Branches University, and hundreds of them have graduated. 40 years ago, there were only a handful of schools in the United States that taught Chinese medicine, and we were among one of them. There were vocational schools, and the programs were everywhere, anywhere from like 6 months to a year. But with the growth, the advancement, and the progress of Chinese medicine profession, our school also grew. We continue to challenge ourselves to meet the requirements and the higher standards that were at that time first initiated by the state of California. Then as the nation grew, our programs also grew. We became a graduate university, and we started to teach our programs at the master's level. As an educational arm of the profession of Chinese medicine, we continuously work to raise our standards to meet the demands of the growing profession. We are one of the first schools to be selected, admitted, and accepted by the National Commission for Accreditation of Schools of Acupuncture for the pilot programs to offer doctorate and master's programs that were later approved by the United States Department of Education. So our program was nationally accepted. Our master's program is considered one of the best in the nation. And our doctorate program has offered many of our practitioners to practice Chinese medicine here at a higher level than never before. And our recent bridge program, this was designated to bring our previously master's degree graduates to a higher depth, higher knowledge of Chinese medicine so they can achieve the professional doctor standard that is going to be our entry level for this profession in the years to come. Our exchange student program in China and in other parts of the world offered our students a chance to experience and understand Chinese medicine as it is practiced in other parts of the world, other than here in the United States. When the integrative medicine program started 9 years ago, our school was the only school that participated in the program. And that program gave our students a chance to study more in depth Western medicine and also actually the opportunity to learn and practice in a conventional medical institutions, medical environments, and later provided our graduates employment possibilities at the conventional medical institutions. Throughout the years, like Ron said, and for every one of our programs, we were able to engage the best and most renowned teachers and professors from around the world to serve on our faculty and to give our students the best education possible. We are also one of the few schools in the nation that teaches all our programs in both English and Chinese. Ron just mentioned that RCT program. When the World Health Organization came to the United States to do a field investigation, our school was an institute that hosted them. Remember that? We helped with a Korean translation, the Chinese translation, and we did a lot of editing on that book that was just shown. So in the last 40 years, our school has provided the Chinese medicine profession with hundreds of not only very well-trained, well-educated, but also highly principled and ethical practitioners. They not only serve the demand and the need of the people of California, some of them have also become leaders and activists in our profession. As a school, we not only taught our students, we were also actively participated in everything that concerns our profession, concerns our students, concerns our consumers, whether it is in legislation or in discussing the educational standards and everything. Our school has supported all the professional organizations, statewide or nationwide, in their endeavors to promote Chinese medicine in professional practices or in academia. There are so many stories to be told of those 40 years. I'll put it short. It was only 40 years of hard work, of determination, okay, and of consistent dedication, of achievements and accomplishments, and of overcoming many that we predicted, and lots and lots of unpredicted complications, frustrations, and difficulties from faculty to facility, from finances to politics, from policies to regulations and so on and so on. But Ron and Joanna, this couple, they never wavered from their dream. They just strived continuously and worked diligently, gave it their all, gave them their time, their money, their life, everything. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me to congratulate the founders of our school, of the 5 branches university, the Graduate School for Traditional Chinese Medicine, Doctors Ron Zeidman and Joanna Zhao Zeidman. Congratulations on the fulfillment of the dream, on the hard-earned reward of the seed that they have planted and nurtured in the last 40 years with their blood, with their sweat, and with their love. The 5 branches university, may it continue to flourish, to grow, and to prosper, and continue to harvest rich and bountiful fruits to benefit our profession, and our community for the many years to come. I feel so honored and extremely privileged to have known and worked with Ron and Joanna. I've rarely met any couple that are so loving, so caring, so hardworking, so self-sacrificing, and so modest as Ron and Joanna. You know, I remember that in one of my earlier board meetings, I was so surprised when they offered to mortgage their home to solve some of the financial difficulties were, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I've served on many boards, and I could not recall even one incident when any of my colleagues, including myself, ever even thought or considered mortgaging our home to support the institution. That was a self-sacrificing. I think it was after that meeting, we decided that our board needed some people more than just a bunch of bookworms whose focus was only on the standards, you know, raising the standard of the academia. We needed some people with better, sharper business acumen to help us to navigate this very complicated financial waters. Last year, Ron had some very serious health issue and was hospitalized in San Francisco. Do you know what were the first words that he said to me when I went to visit him? He was asleep, and when he woke up and he saw me, this is what he said. The university is doing all right. Gina and her team are working well together. You know, I was speechless. I was so moved, so touched. At that time, I was so worried about his health, but his mind was only on the university. Such dedication. I have learned so much from them and cannot find adequate or eligible words to express my gratitude for the friendship, and especially the deep appreciation for letting me to share the invaluable experience of working with them together to achieve the goals of 5 branches university year after year. Now, as we celebrate the accomplishments of the last 40 years, also, let us not forget this long tradition, decades-long tradition that our founders have set for us, the example of hard work. And let us make a very determined resolution, aim for higher and greater aspirations. the world of Chinese medicine is constantly progressing, and the field of healthcare is constantly changing. And so with it are the demands to us as educators who provide new blood and new vitality to the growing need of and status of the Chinese medicine. So let us constantly alert ourselves to the needs of the people whom we serve and to the profession of whom we are a part of, and work steadfastly to satisfy the need for their growth. The five branches university will continue to work together with the community and for the community. Our outstanding faculty, our hardworking administrative staff, with their exceptional executive directors, will continue to focus on promoting the standards of our education and to provide the best academic and educational environment for our students. Our students and alumni will continue to be the best educated and the best trained in the country. They will not only be the most sought after practitioners, but also they're going to be the future teachers, the future researchers, and the leaders of our profession. As the saying goes, the road is far and the distance is long, but together as a family, let us continue to strive and work and look forward to building a brighter and better future for the Five Branches University. Thank you. God bless.
Hold on. I'm not a tech person, but Sean says this is gonna be a miracle. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll stop singing. I'm kidding, thankfully. So you would think in the 9 years that I was here, I would learn Chinese. They have desperately tried to teach me. It didn't work. In my DAOM, they tried to teach me Chinese and that didn't work either. So I apologize in advance. I've been practicing. So we have a few more speeches to go through. So we want to hear from everyone. Let's keep them to a couple minutes, but we would love to invite up Dr. Chulong Shui, hopefully that was close, who is the president of AACMA, for a few words.
Thank you, Donna. Respected President Ron Simon, Vice President and Dean Joanna Zhao, esteemed faculty, student, alumni, honored guests. Congratulations to Five Branches University on the dedication of 40 remarkable years of your dedication to teach, educate Chinese medicine and healthcare services for the communities. 40 years, almost as long as the legalized practice of acupuncture in this country. For these few decades, 4 decades, thousands of graduates from Five Branches universities has entered acupuncture profession, helping to strengthen, elevate this profession. Many of your graduates, your faculties, they are not just the practitioner. Some of them also value member of our ASMA community, including Dean Joanna Zhao and our VP Lin Yang and our academic affairs director David Chen and others. And actually, myself, almost 20 years ago, once I was a faculty here. So I deeply appreciate your contribution to our organizations. While school provide the fundamental training necessary to enter this profession, the association like ASMA offer continue to support to make it strength and success for our practitioners. So I'm here warmly invite all of you, if you are not yet a member at the moment, to join us. Together, we will be stronger. Here, finally, I want to wish Five Branches University or even brighter future. Hope everybody enjoying today's celebration here. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, I would like to introduce Dr. Amy Matecki. She is the president of ICIM.
First, I want to say I'm so honored and excited to be here today to join the celebration. It is hard to follow. I consider myself as a younger generation. I look at what Ron and Joanna has created. And also here, I want to especially say how fortunate the current students compared to where the early days. Ron has mentioned early days with the Chinese medicine. There's many fight, but I believe today is much easier. The association and also education school together. And here the part I want to see, I will let our Dr. Osler will say a few words about ICIM. But I want to speak as even just a integrating medicine doctor, as a physician from the West side and the Western side, also from the Chinese medicine side. Early as Ron, Mr. Zeideman has mentioned, ICIM has been very fortunate to partner with the Five Branches University. I'm sitting here just like 16 years ago. I was sitting in an open house seminar. And Mr. Zeideman was giving the speech. I was sitting there getting inspired again. And my husband actually in the audience somewhere, he signed for the DOM. But what happened a year later, ICIM was formed. Actually, we had the board member together at that time, went to China, joined Ron and Joanna. We did a field trip to see how we're going to explore, develop this integrating medicine. In the meantime, we need a good faculty, and here along with Dr. Alex Fenn and Dr. Rona Ma. Does anyone know her? If you don't know, come to the seat and meet with her. The reason is she want to retire, and I said, no, you cannot retire, you have to help us. So this is all the way here. At the time, she challenged me. She said, what do you want to do? Why should I support you? And I said, I want to bring the Chinese medicine to the hospital. So this is, we partnered with the Five Branches University, with the Ron's vision and Joanna, and with a wonderful faculty here. That's where we started the journey 15 years ago. We prepared the faculty. Dr. Tu was one of the early faculties, and many of the staff, Dr. Who is in the background, never really in the front, but always in the background to support us too. So we started the journey, and finally, 9 years ago, we started in the public hospital. Hospital started the first Chinese medicine residency program. And thank you. So I know Dr. Osler will continue to talk about the journey, but I will just say it's very humbling for the younger generation. I am inspired by the faculties and by the leaders in this field. You add all their age together, probably close to 500 years. So this is a 500 years of knowledge is being passing on. And I, not a challenge, but I invite everyone to join us in the future. We have a lot to do with the medicine, not only just the education for ourselves, but also how do you cross the aisle to reach out the physician. And the students from 5 branches currently join us. And also in the hospital, physicians just could not believe this is a Chinese medicine students and doctor students. And we get so many compliments about the students to say, because they talk about the Western medicine part, our students raise the question. And finally, the physicians even say, we learned so much from you. So this is how we will bring the integrative medicine together. We will fulfill each other's deficiency and the best way to provide the care for the patients. And thank you for letting me to give this speech. And I will pass to Robin. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mateki. I'm actually called 2 people next. Dr. Charlene Osler, who is also with ICIM, and Alex Baum.
We come as a package. Dr. Mateki likes to say this is the best of integration. Piece of the list. I'm Charlene Osler. I'm the Executive Director of the International Center for Integrated Medicine. My hats, all my hats are off. Ron and Teacher Joanna. The achievement, the successful achievement of a dream, like 5 branches, does not happen by magic. You know. Years of cultivation, nourishment, the special feeding that's required, as Angela so wonderfully spoke of, that nourishes the dream like this, where not only you, but generations before you and generations after you will continue to flourish. How? Thank you. And how does that happen? They didn't sit back and wait for things to happen. And I think their collaboration with ICIM is an example of that. The first traditional Chinese medicine, integrative medicine residency in an acute care setting in a public hospital. Remarkable. They took a chance. They took a risk. They've been there throughout from the very beginning. We're now in our 2nd hospital in Oakland and Berkeley. And as Dr. Mateki said, the Western medicine practitioners who come and are part of our faculty look at us after they come and listen to the students' case presentations. And they say, Charlene, are you sure they are Western medicine students? They catch on, they get it, they ask us good questions. It's true, it's just remarkable. Thank you for the gift of your students. And if I could introduce Dr. Fong, who was one of that first group of practitioners who was licensed back in 1976 and has been a strong supporter of 5 branches and pivotal to ICIM.
Thank you, Sean. I want to teach a Chinese word. to you. When we congratulate somebody, we say 恭喜恭喜. Very simple. Gong just means respectful, with reverence. Xi means joy, love, happiness. So thank you. 恭喜恭喜恭喜恭喜 to you. 恭喜 to everybody who's here. It took courage, passion, and a drive to make this happen for 40 years. It takes, as they said, hard work and a lot of support from a lot of people to make it happen. Also, one component is a component of being a visionary. You're able to see sort of in the future. And that brings 5 branches together with Dr. Amy Mateki. The reason why I follow all of these people is because they're visionaries. They can look in the future. It takes all of us to support that vision to make it happen. So passion, conviction for competence and safety, intelligence, compassion. This is what's offered. Support it as you all are and become best among the best always. I have a small gift for 5 branches. It's a gift, a simple gift. My father was a scholar, a painter, a philosopher. And it's just a short story. He paints, he writes, he's a calligrapher. And one time he did a painting and sold it for a huge amount of money. He bought it back. Because it's a treasure for him, for his artwork. For me, this is a treasure. I want to share this treasure with Ron and Joanne. And a jinju is like a space. The rain. Yi means joyful, harmonious. So this is a place where harmony takes place, where joy takes place, where love takes place. This is this space. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wait. Photo. Take all and don't hide your face. Silence. Yeah.
Okay.
That way you can.
Okay.
Move a little bit.
Yeah, what about the
It's a band.
block the 40?
Microphone higher.
Lower the mic, remove the mic.
两边手拿着好不好？两边没这样，有点先收吧，先收后点。你高一点，谢谢你了。没有，他有，歪了，这里。
没事，这就是中医存在的道理，要中正，
对，
有 balance。
要自然。
都是看注意。
截屏。
The hardest part is the picture.
可以看一下，我注意大家想看一下 ，wonderful 啊。
That is absolutely gorgeous. It's so special. Thank you. I am going to invite up next Jean Ho. Do you want to say a few words? She is joining us from the News for China.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jean from News for Chinese. I'm a radio show host. Wasn't expect to have to give a speech here, but I'm very honored and very happy to be here tonight. You know, I'm not so sure if feng shui is considered part of Chinese medicine, but when I parked my car to come into the building, I saw these panels of glasses that line the front of the building that reflect such strong energy. And I looked at it and said, oh, it's magnificent. And I come here to this conference room and I look to my right side and I say, my goodness, a fountain, a large fountain with water flow. It's beautiful. And I said to myself, you know what, it is impossible for the students to be not successful here in this university with such great feng shui. There's no way they can fail, no way. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the 40 years of anniversary of Five Branches University. I'm from News for Chinese, and we have the honor and the joy and the happiness to be able to work with the open house and the enrollment campaigns on our media platforms. And one thing I noticed about working with Five Branches staff in the marketing department is that they are very organized. They are very proud of what they're doing. You know, all the creative materials that we asked for, they were able to create and provide to us on a very timely manner. And they arranged interviews with me, was very, very knowledgeable and very, very proud and responsible staff. I believe that was the enrollment person in charge. And so I can tell as an entrepreneur myself, you know, for any business to thrive, it requires coordination, it requires organization ability, and it requires a good team to have everybody tied together, give their part, do what they're supposed to do, and make this thing into one unity to carry on what they're supposed to do as a mission, which is Five Branches University. They are here to create and to teach the students to become exceptional practitioners, researchers, as well as educators. Now, as Ron had mentioned before during his speech, there were 3 elements that he taught me to be successful to run the school. Number 1, good administration. And he's mentioned something about Gina being a hotel background and being an Airbnb host myself. I can vouch you. Yes, anyone who is into hospitality will be successful running the school. And the number 2 element is to have a strong board. And I heard Angela's eloquent speech. She spoke with such conviction and such deep feeling from her heart. I sat there, I can feel the vibe that she was giving out. And of course, the 3rd is to hire the best teachers in the world. And I suppose that was Joanna's part, right? Well, salute to all the best teachers in the world who have contributed and come and taught the students here in Five Branches University. And finally, another thing I learned from Ron from past, I don't know, half an hour, he said that the reason why he decided to pursue Chinese medicine as his career, because he found it infinitely interesting. And that is the driving force of all human civilizations and knowledges and science. And ladies and gentlemen, with this, I can tell you one thing. Five Branches University will be infinitely successful. Thank you.
Thank you. I do just want to acknowledge that Eric Yuan was supposed to be here. He is with Alameda County Healthcare Services. Unfortunately, and maybe ironically, he is home with COVID. So he is I am quite sure when he recovers, he'll send us some good thoughts and energy. Having that, I would love to introduce Dr. Kim. He is with the California Acupuncture Board. And as everyone knows, the California Acupuncture Board is significantly important when it comes to making sure that our public is perfectly safe and everyone's able to pass the boards. Is Dr. Kim here? Dr. Kim? Oh, there you are. Good. Come on up. You want to say anything? You want to just? Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for coming and thank you for your stewardship with the California Board and for the relationship you've developed with us at Five Branches. Next up, as we have talked about often, is that Ron is the visionary behind many of the changes we make. He has a really unique way of, I think he has a crystal ball to see into the future and makes moves before, like, bluntly, he was on me as the DAOM dean to bring in online education at least 2 years before it became the thing we absolutely had to do when a small thing called COVID came on over. But as much as Ron is a visionary, I would have to say that Joanna is also the compassion of this school. We know her as the earth element, at least in my book. One of the first things she always says to us, and many of you know, is, have you eaten? Have you fed your professor? I have some snacks. But what goes deeper than that is she understands that around a table, we can come together as community. When people are feeding their hearts and their souls and their stomachs, they open up to conversation, they open up to friendship, they open up to family. And as much as we joke and we laugh, she knows that's an important part. And that as we can move through things, we can come closer together. So Joanna is the earth element. If everyone knows, it's the center and the kind of the mothering instinct. And I will say a personal story. I moved here from Michigan, and first thing she did was she sat me down and said, here is where you can live. And I was like, well, what about this? She's like, no, you can't go there. These are only the places you can find an apartment. So I'm going to bring Joanna up. So thank you.
Wow, that's harder for me because today the celebration is for Five Branches University. 40 years, not for Joanna, not for just for everybody. Okay, you are part of our Five Branches, whatever you are the students, you are graduates, you are our teachers, faculties, and friends. We all celebrate together. Okay, for Five Branches, and for everybody. Really good. So, yeah, thank you. So I think we have one person, Dr. Kim. Are you going to introduce? Dr. Kim?
He didn't want to talk.
You don't want to talk? Okay. Okay, acupuncture board. Thank you for coming anyways. And so if a school doesn't have faculty, that's not the school. We can dance, we can do anything, but no faculty, that's not working, right? So in the beginning, I called my teacher in China, Shanghai TCM University, and Dr. Wang. I said, we are going to do a school, what should we do? He said, I told you a long time you have to do a school. Then I said, I don't know what you want to do, but you can come back to China, take you to the foreign bookstore. You can get all the acupuncture books. It's already translated in English, and also the TCM's books. I said, okay. So I fly back to Shanghai, and he took me to the bookstore, and we got like I don't know how many 10 book, and back here because 40 years ago we don't have too many books in English here. So we got a whole bunch of still in the library, but I don't think anybody reading it now. Yes, I've read a book. Well, anyways, so and now we are going to, because they are recording us, the food is going to be cold, so we have to do very quick. I want to introduce our faculty. Some faculties been with us for 40 years, like Jeffrey Palm. But unfortunately, I called Jeffrey to come, and he said, Joanna, I'm since the pandemic, I moved far away. I can't come. I only can. He's on somewhere. You can, you know. He can see us. We can see him. Okay. Anyways, he said I will listen to, but you just talk for me. I just can't relate. And he's the first teacher in our school. Okay. Yeah. And I'm teaching for 40 years. And I'm teaching also almost 40 years. But now, next week, I'd like to introduce you to our 35 years teacher who's teaching here for 35 years. And he's our very good pediatrician teacher. And Lucy Hu, he doesn't want to talk, but I want him to say something. Okay, Lucy, you can have 1 minute. Come on.
While she's coming up, I just want to show everyone, they designed these beautiful certificates of appreciation for our faculties that have worked for us for 20-some years.
No nerves. I very loud. A lot of question asked the students. But here, first time, I'm nervous. But I first time welcome for everybody come my school. Always I say my school. Because I worked here 35 years. Yeah. I remember first time, 1989. Yeah. Joanna and Ron interviewed me. I'm nervous with my husband. I said, wow, this school I cannot handle. Because need a perfect English of the class. I just immigration only 3 years. 3 years. Everything for me new. I said difficult. But Joanna and Ron said, you are okay. Tomorrow you come in. Tomorrow. I said, no, tomorrow. 7 p.m. Scared driving too. I just get a license. My husband pushed me. Okay, today you look at me how to drive it. Tomorrow yourself. Oh my God, English and the driving. Then I look. Oh, this school built from the wrong. Why is I look American place? Why doing Chinese medicine? I said, this is crazy. For a lot of money. Sir, how much money I asked for the school first time? $300,000. 40 years ago, $340, you can buy the good house, right? Can do many other business. But please. Much business. Students are very few. I look. Sometimes students are only 7. Their school not easy, up and down. If economic good, their school not too much students. Because people want to make more money, not interested for study. If economic is down, they are a little bit more students because no job, So you want to you learn some new one can survive, right? So no stable. Even right now is better, but this school still can survive for 40 years. Right now, many other schools is shut down. I know. Your school still survive. This is good. Good. So then I look we really education, not different the whole world student. First, we don't have Chinese student, only American speaking, other country that English country that student. I remember far away, lot of different kind of country. Later we find that here, some Chinese students coming. Then I look a lot of students after graduate school, they did a good job, really good job, successful. This we are happy. Then the school hired a lot of other student, teacher coming, good teacher. Before we only 5 doctors, only 5 doctors. Pediatrician, physician, and a GI doctor, and a TCM doctor, and Joanna. We only 5 doctors. Later we hire more teacher coming, more professional. I look, this is very important. But today, not much time. I just a lot of leader here. Before our background is MD. Long time ago, I don't believe that she said just doing my job. After came here, I do many concentrate only Chinese medicine. I see many different type of case. Some case try the Wesley in the antibiotic, steroid, or the surgery, or the chemo. It's not too good result. Even use the acupuncture or Chinese medicine, I feel a lot of good result case, successful case. Major, I think, is immune system disorder disease, really successful. For me, only use acupuncture, not too much medicine, even no medicine, only acupuncture, successful. Some surgery, yeah, in the case, I use acupuncture, no more surgery. Even the deliver baby or the twin the baby, reach baby, please. Before I don't believe myself, but patient push me, please. I don't want a C-section. Please, you try it. No choice. I try to have every case. The baby turn over and deliver. So as a leader here, we are schooled. Other doctors suggest want to make research. Suggest we each other discuss. And research, I know research, now they need the support. First, we need more patients in study more. So I want to with the Western hospital work together, make the more, the case. For example, immune system disorder. Yeah, top one is asthma, eczema, this kind of disease. Really good results. Don't need the medicine. You can get it. It's recover. But we need the research. Write down the people. We need evidence. If you know evidence, no people believe it, right? Yes. Yeah, no people believe you. So this is really good idea. We are education school, do the research. Individual, clinic, more difficult. So we have a lot of different kind of, people. Sometimes I thinking right now Seabrook Valley County, a lot of, the engineers. I think it is AI with the TCM work together. This my thinking. Yeah, I already taught my student in some AI. Here a lot of engineers, right? A lot of people doing AI. So I want AI with the TCM work together. Okay, we need to improve, right? Yeah. Okay, no more talk. Thank you, Dr. Lucy.
Yeah, I remember you can't drive at that time. I did a 17 highway, and her husband said, "You just keep going." Okay, I don't know, Dr. Bill Shanghai is here today or not. Maybe not here. Yeah, we meeting online. And Dr. Kevin too. He was going to be Kevin too here. No, yeah. Maybe they are online too because and Julie Chu also online. Yeah. Julie Chu, yeah, Dr. Julie Chu. Well, come on, just say a few words. We have to eat the dinner. You only have 1 minute, okay? You only have 1 minute. I'm Julie Zhu. I work in this school almost 60 years. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, actually, I teach in the school in many years. I teach like diagnostic, acupuncture, therapeutics, and the gynecology and work in the clinic. Yeah, we have very wonderful students and we have lots of culture of the teachers. We work together. It's very fun. And also we have the Long and the Joanna, they lead us. Always going on. So, okay. Go to her class, she's not so shy. It's different. So I have two people talk, then we have one alumni talk, then we finish, okay? So Dr. Mariposa Bernstein. You have 1 minute, okay?
Might take two.
Not take two, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm from Boston, so I could probably talk.
So I've been, I started at Five Branches in September of 1984. I was only 5. I was supposed to get a laugh. I was a theater major in London in 1977 when I first experienced acupuncture, and then I came out to Santa Cruz to visit a friend that I met there, fell in love with it, and came back and studied from Boston. So I only have a minute, but I want to present a different perspective for a new practitioner and future students that might see this on the, social media. But first I want to say Gongqi, correct? I'm so grateful to traditional Chinese medicine, to Five Branches, which used to be FBI. That was kind of fun to write my checks to that. A thank you to all my teachers and colleagues, and of course, my patients and our ancestors that have passed on that were my teachers, Charles Bellier and Sharon Fong and Michael Alexander. I'm sure they're smiling over us right now. So I'm bringing a different perspective because besides being a practitioner, I do a lot of the health fairs in our community. And I want to say that it's just so wonderful to have a medicine that I've taken to spiritual retreats and to help with the unhoused and people who were recovering from drug addiction. I've worked with the firefighters. I've worked at college students, with athletes. Many of you have seen all the cupping that were on the Olympics. We worked on them. We were one of the forefront of the HIV movement. And so when COVID happened, there was a lot of work that we could do as a community to not have people be isolated. I worked also with the acupuncture board. I wrote test questions for the national exam. I proctored. So there's many ways that we can take this medicine out into the world. And I'm just so grateful that I found it and that I found Five Branches and that we're still here. And thank you all for all the ways that you work and all your families and our next generations of students and children that we're bringing into this world.
Okay, so actually, Dr. Mariposa Bernstein is working for Five Branches already 24 years. And yeah, and also we have another person, the Dr. Kevin Chu. I don't know if are you going to talk? Come, just say one word.
Yeah.
One have to 5 minutes. Okay, so Kevin Chu is working for Five Branches in 23 years.
I'm an agent for the 40 years anniversary of the Five Branches University. I work in Five Branches since 2001. That time is today I still teaching the Five Branches, even teaching less. At the beginning, I'm teaching like 60 hours a week. Right now, still have 2 hours a week. I even because stay here so long because I love our faculty. I love Ron and Joanna. I love the five branch team is very nice team. Yeah, so that's why support is still teaching. Congratulations again. Thank you very much.
We can keep going, but we have a lot of teachers here, like Dr. Harry Parker's here too, and Harry Park. She's working for five branches for 23 years. This is the last faculty we're uniting today. And then we have Ruth Lake, because our alumni are going to talk about.
Oh, hi, I'm sorry, my, my class, I didn't expect to have a speech today. So I came here as a student, like continuing education, DA. So I started this school in 1999 as a student, and I met Ron and Joanna. Sean was 6 years old. And I had DAOA here, and I'm still here. I love Five Branches University. As an RN and registered nurse background, I'm really happy to study Oriental medicine. And Lucy, all of my teachers are still here. And Joanna was, of course, my teacher. So thank you. We are hungry.
Russ Lake. Russ Lake.
My last one.
Your last one, you only have 1 minute.
Thank you, Ron and Joanna, and everybody else involved in this school. Ron and I were students together, first engineering class, so that's why I'm called up here. So I'll summarize my education with a poem. It's not very good. It's actually a haiku. First class, 1984. Jeffrey taught us well. Joanna taught us well, too. Just a couple other things. So what I felt was special about our education, there's several things, but I only have 32 seconds left. So we had a class, Charles taught us a class called Philosophy and History, and it was about the history of China. So we understood the context of where this medicine came from, going back to prehistoric. He was talking about the shamanic source origins and art and the three pillars of Chinese culture: Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism. So I felt like that was emphasized so strongly. It gave us such a bigger perspective of what this medicine is. It's the holistic aspect of the medicine. The other thing is there's so many different things that came to mind, but for instance, we all know that in our medicine, we have a whole category of herbs that we call calms the spirit. So our medicine talks about the spirit, which is distinctly different than Western medicine. They treat the spirit, they don't talk about it, right? Because everything has this aspect of spirit if it's alive. So we not only talk about it, but we embrace it. It's part of everything we do, and that sort of associated is the notion of qi, which is really feeling. So our medicine is connected in a way that is unique, and I value that. And one last thing is, we call this a healing art. Medicine's a healing art. So we're artists. We think of this as science, and it is taught. It's important, the science, the knowledge that we learn, but expanding on taking that and creating art, and so in a way we all are artists, and that the unique quality that we individually bring to the medicine. And I feel like that is something that was emphasized and conveyed in the education here at Five Branches. So 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
So, and this last one, which is, I'm not going to read it. You can read it later, okay? So from Santa Cruz, because the Five Ranches start Santa Cruz. So the Santa Cruz, Senator John Lair from the 17th district, and also Assembler woman Gail Collin from the 28th district, give to our Five Ranches University resolution, right, from California legislature. So you can read it.
Do take time to read that. They did a lot of history research. Don't put that there. My heart just stopped. So I'm gonna do something fun, at least fun for me and Ron and Joanna, before we go to dinner. I just want everyone to see the different groups that have come together. So to start with, can we just have faculty stand up? If you're, and you'll see people wearing many hats. Any faculty in the house? Excellent. All right, go ahead and sit back down.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go through alumni. Do we have any masters alumni? Stand up. Masters alumni. Yay. Do we have any professional doctorate, DTCM, or also known as DACHM in the house? Yay. Alumni. All right, and now do we have any DAOM alumni in the house? All right. Now, you guys can have a seat. Do we have any current master's students? Do we have any stay standing, you guys stay standing. Do we have any current DTCM or DACHM students in the house? Stand up if you are. Do you have any current DAOM students in the house? Current DAOM. All right, stay standing, everyone. Now, I want everyone to notice these folks, these fine, intelligent folks who go through our admissions process. You are our future. So we'll see you all back here in 40 more years.
I have a last one say, Five Ranches also have Five Ranches Research Institute, the nonprofit organization. If anybody want to do the research, let this person know. And also, yeah, Robin and Dr. Robin, and also the Debbie, okay? Yeah, we're going to do the research because our next step is we needed to do research. And also, I forgot Wednesday, actually in the integrated medicine, the Dr. Runa Ma is in the ICIM teaching our students the integrated medicine too. Thank you so much, Dr. Runa Ma.
I said I'm your faculty member, treat your student in the hospital. So hope everybody, you are the bridge. You are the Chinese medical doctor, and also you're the bridge connect the West and the East. Thank you.
Right. Now the most important, as Joanna likes to say, let's go feed our bellies. Did you eat yet? Did you feed your professors? All right, I believe that dinner is going to be served in the orchid room. Jessie will show you. Jessie's right over here. VIP go through first. It's a delicious Asian buffet. We have all the rooms open, most of the rooms open, so find places to sit, connect with friends. And now it's just some time for some great networking.